Hey everyone, welcome back to Six Sister Stuff. Today I am making 7 summer recipes to make in your Instant Pot. That's right, we are not gonna use the oven. So the weather right now in Utah is a little messed up. I live in the mountains, so in the morning, I still have to wear my gloves and hat when I walk my dog. And then in the afternoon, I am ready with shorts and t-shirt. So weather's a little wacky, but I'm getting ideas ready for summer and I do not like to turn on my oven. So I'm going to show you 7 easy summer recipes that you can make in your Instant Pot, so no ovens will be needed. All right, if you guys are ready, let's just jump right in. Super simple, cheesy chicken and pasta. You pretty much use one pot to cook everything. You guys are gonna love it. First, you're gonna push the saute button and wait until the center of the pot is nice and hot. Okay, when it starts to get nice and hot, we're gonna add about a tablespoon of butter and just kind of mix that around. We want to coat the bottom. Now, once it's done, we're gonna add about 1 to 2 pounds of cut up chicken. Now you can see that I've cut it into bite-sized pieces, and we'll just put this into the Instant Pot. So right now I'm gonna add the seasoning mixture just all over the chicken. I'll put the link down below in the description so you can find what I'm putting in. Then we're just gonna go ahead and mix this all together. So while your chicken is sauteing, go ahead and add an onion to it. We're going to mix this into the chicken. All right, we're going to just mix this around until all the chicken is seared on all sides. You can tell that we're still pretty pink, so we'll just keep on cooking. Okay, once all your chicken is browned and good to go, you're gonna add 1 pound of pasta. You can just dump it right into your pot. Then on top of that, you're gonna add 4 cups of chicken broth. Now here's the most important thing. You wanna make sure that all the noodles are covered with liquid, because if they're not gonna cook all the way and you will have crunchy noodles. No one wants crunchy noodles. So you wanna make sure that you press down all these noodles. If you need to add a little bit more liquid, like water if you're out of chicken broth, you can. Okay, you're gonna make sure your lid is on. If you have a little knob that says sealing and venting, make sure it's on sealing. Then we're gonna push pressure cook and go all the way down to 4 minutes because noodles only take 4 minutes to cook. All right, so it's all done. We let all the pressure out so we can open the lid. Oh, it looks good. You guys, no crunchy noodles. Just gonna mix this around just a little bit. Okay, so to add to this, we're gonna add the remaining 3 tablespoons of butter and then 4 ounces of cream cheese, so like half a block, and I cut it into small squares so it will melt a little bit faster for me. Then we have about 1.5 cups of whipping cream. You can use milk too if you want to. It just won't be as creamy, but still delicious. And then about 1/4 cup or so of shredded Parmesan. Then we're just gonna mix everything together until the cream cheese is nice and melted and it's creamy. Okay, so if there's a little bit too much liquid, all you have to do is come down here. You're gonna push cancel, and then you're gonna push saute until it is the texture that you want. So we'll just keep mixing until, yeah, all of the liquid is out that we want. All right, if you guys can see this, it looks so good. Okay, we're gonna just put it in a bowl here. Okay, then when you serve it, I like to sprinkle a little bit more Parmesan cheese on top. And then if you have any fresh basil, this is my favorite with basil. All right, guys, here it is. So yummy. Up next is our Instant Pot potato salad. Now I love this recipe because you can cook your potatoes and eggs at the same time. It's a game changer for summer.
I'm putting 8 chopped up red potatoes in the bottom of my Instant Pot. You can peel them if you want to. Next, I'm gonna add all 12 eggs. So I'm gonna put the same amount of eggs as I have of potatoes. So I'm gonna use 8 eggs in the salad, and then the rest, the 4 left over, I'm gonna slice up and put on top when I'm done. So that's why I'm cooking 12. Next, you're gonna add 1 cup of water right on top of your potatoes and eggs. And go ahead and put your lid on, make sure that it's closed all the way and the little knob is on sealing, not venting. Next, you're gonna push the manual button or pressure cook, whatever Instant Pot you have, and go to 6 minutes. When it's done, go ahead and flip the knob. It's called a quick release. We're going to just let all the pressure out of the Instant Pot so we can take the lid off. Now, while I'm waiting for the Instant Pot to get all the pressure out, I'm going to get a bowl of ice water so I can put my eggs in there. So these are going to sit in the water for about 5 minutes. And if you're cooking on the stovetop, I would suggest putting them in ice water too for about 5 minutes when it's done cooking. That will make the shell a lot easier to peel off. Now I'm gonna take my potatoes out, drain them, and put them in a bowl ready to go. I'm gonna add about 3/4 cup of dill pickles. If you like sweet pickles, you can use those too, but I like dill. Next, I'm gonna make the sauce that goes on top. I'm gonna start with 1 cup of mayonnaise or Miracle Whip, depending on what you like, 2 to 3 tablespoons of yellow mustard, a little bit of salt and pepper, 1 teaspoon of white vinegar, or you can use a teaspoon of your pickle juice. And then lastly, we're just gonna add 1 tablespoon of sugar. Now go ahead and mix this all together until it's well combined and smooth. Now I'm not gonna mix this in quite yet because the potatoes are still pretty hot, but I can work the next step, and we're going to peel the eggs and chop them up and then put them on top of the potatoes. Now we're gonna add the sauce on top and just pour it over completely. Now the trick with making potato salad is that you have to stir very gently. If you stir wild or rough, you're gonna crush your potatoes and it will become like a potato mush. You want it to be chunks of potatoes that you can tell they're actual chunks. Now when you're all done stirring, go ahead and put it in the fridge until you're ready to serve.
So the next recipe I'm making is baked beans. I love baked beans in the summertime, and making them in your Instant Pot is very, very easy. All right, so I have 1 pound of Great Northern beans that I have rinsed and drained, and we're just gonna put them in the bottom of the pot. Next, I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of salt. Again, you guys know I like to eyeball. That's just how I roll here. Then we're gonna add 8 cups, you heard that right, 8 cups of water to let these beans cook. And that's all you have to do right now. So we're gonna go ahead and put the lid on. Lid is on. Now if you have a little knob that you need to turn to ceiling, make sure you do that. This one I don't have to. We're gonna push the pressure cook button, and then we're just gonna go up to 25 minutes. Now on this pot I have to push start, but other pots you can just walk away. So when it's all done, you're gonna go ahead and let all of the pressure release on its own. So it took about 35 minutes. Let's check this out. So you can see these beans are all cooked. They look so good. Okay, these are all rinsed. We rinsed them with cold water. We're just gonna leave them right here in the strainer while we finish cooking some other things. Okay, so beans are out. We're gonna push cancel, and then you're gonna push the saute button. Well, if you have a start button, push start. And we just need to get this hot. Once it's hot, we're gonna go ahead and just put in our bacon. It's okay if they overlap each other a little bit. We're gonna kind of just mix these all around anyways, but we want these a little bit crispy. And this bacon that I'm using is the thick bacon. That's my favorite kind. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just scooch over the bacon. It's starting to brown, but we're gonna cook the onions too while we cook the bacon. So we have 1 onion that we're gonna add to here. And then just kind of mix everything together, let them cook together. Okay, so right now we're gonna push cancel just so the bacon will stop and it will stop burning onto the bottom. Then we're just gonna add a few things in here. So first we're gonna add 1/2 cup of barbecue sauce, then 1/2 cup of ketchup, and let's mix that all in just to stop that from burning on the bottom a little bit. We need to cool this down for a sec. All right, then we're gonna add just a can of chilies, liquid and all, and then about 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. Again, I'm just gonna eyeball this because it's just easier. And then I have about a 1/4 cup of your favorite maple syrup. That's like my favorite part of the beans. I can taste that maple syrup. Okay, then go ahead and just mix this all together. So now it's time to add the beans. Go ahead and just mix it all together. Okay, so you can eat the beans just like this, or I like to just keep them on keep warm. You can put the lid on and let them sit all day. It just incorporates all the flavors so well. So it's your choice. You can eat it right now, or just let it sit for a little bit while it's still warm. It will be so good. Now it's just time to serve it. All right, now my favorite part, time to eat. The next easy summer recipe that I'm making in the Instant Pot are easy deviled eggs. Now I love using the 5-5-5 method. I'm gonna show you how I do that, and then it makes your deviled eggs so much easier to make. So the first thing I'm gonna do is add water into the bottom of the Instant Pot. Now I like using a steamer basket, but if you don't have a steamer basket, you can actually just set the eggs into the bottom of your Instant Pot. But because I have a steamer basket, it's gonna make my life a little bit easier. Now you can add 4 eggs, you can add up to 18 eggs, you can add as many eggs as you want as long as it doesn't go over the main line. So you're gonna put the lid on, make sure the little knob is turned to sealing, not venting, and you're gonna push pressure cook and then the down button. We're only gonna cook it for 5 minutes. So once you set it, you can just walk away. When the timer is all done, it's gonna start counting up. You're going to wait until it's 5 minutes. This is the second part of the 5-5-5. All right, once it hits 5 minutes, you're gonna go ahead and release the pressure. All right, when it's all done, go ahead and lift that lid up. And the reason I love my steamer basket so much is because I don't have to pull out the eggs individually. I can just lift up the whole steamer basket. Now the last part of the 5-5-5 is we're gonna put this in some ice water. And we're gonna let it sit there for just 5 minutes. All right, eggs are all done. They are very nice and cold, so we're just gonna crack them. And having them in that water made them crack so much easier. Then you're just gonna cut them in half just like this. Those turned out really nice. Then once they're cut in half, you're just gonna take the yolk and just put it into a bowl. Then I just wanna crush my yolks first before I add the other ingredients, just to make it a little bit easier on you. Okay, so then for my mixture, I just like to do about 2 tablespoons or so of your favorite mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of yellow mustard. Again, you can see I'm just eyeballing, and we can always add more of what you love. And then about 2 tablespoons of your favorite relish. And we're just gonna mix this all together. And my trick to filling the deviled eggs is to put my filling right into a Ziploc bag. It's gonna make your life a whole lot easier and make your deviled eggs pretty clean. All right, and then I just clip the corner of the baggie, so then it just makes it just nice and easy. And then just pipe them into the eggs. So growing up, my mom always put salad supreme on top of our eggs. It's one of my favorite things, so we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit on. The next recipe I'm making is Instant Pot Hawaiian Haystacks. Now, you can cook the rice however you want. I actually like to cook it in the Instant Pot. If you want the recipe, I'll put the link down below for you. But I'm gonna cook the chicken sauce for you, just so you can see how easy it is. Okay, so first I'm gonna just take 4 chicken breasts and put them into the bottom of my Instant Pot. Then once your chicken's in, all you have to do is just add about a cup of water, because you need it to pressurize. That's all you have to do right now. Go ahead and put your lid on. If you have a little knob, turn it to sealing, not venting. Then you're gonna come down here to pressure cook. And because they are thick chicken breasts, we're gonna cook them for 20 minutes. Once I hit the 20 minutes, some make you push start. This one I don't have to, I can just walk away. Okay, so when the timer beeped, I went ahead and opened the lid, drained out the water, and now I just have my chicken left. Now it's time to just shred it up, and we'll add some more stuff to this. All right, once your chicken is all shredded, you're gonna push the cancel button. Then we're gonna do saute. Okay, so now we need to make the sauce. So we have 1 can of cream of chicken soup that will just dump right in here. Then I'm actually gonna use this same can and grab my milk and add about 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of some milk, and then pour that in too. And you'll just mix this all around until it's nice and creamy. All right, when it's all done, all mixed together, you're gonna go ahead and push cancel because we don't wanna cook it anymore. All right, so now you're gonna go ahead and add your rice. I cooked my rice in the Instant Pot, but you can make minute rice, you can make the 90-second already kind of pre-cooked rice, like whatever you want is just fine, but I love Instant Pot rice. Next, you're gonna add on all of your creamy chicken. And now for my favorite part, the toppings. So first I'm gonna add just a little bit of pineapple. Now if you don't like pineapple, no pressure, you don't have to use it. I like a little bit of tomatoes or red peppers. I personally don't love tomatoes, so red peppers it is today. Some green peppers on here, maybe a little bit of olives. I'm all over the place. You guys get it? We're making a mountain here. I love also adding some coconuts. Also, you could add some cheese and then some chow mein noodles right on top. And that's literally all there is to it. I love the fresh ingredients you can put on top. It's one of my favorite things to eat in the summertime. The next recipe I'm making is Instant Pot corn. Now you can put your corn on the stovetop and let it boil, or you can put it in your Instant Pot and just walk away. You don't even have to think about it.
Now, if you've never made corn in the Instant Pot, now's the time to do it. You don't have to watch it, you don't have to wait for it. So I took 1 cup of water and I threw 4 ears of corn on. You could add probably 1 more in a 6-quart Instant Pot. Now if you're using a 3-quart one, go ahead and split the corn in half. If you're using an 8-quart, you can add more corn if you want. All right, we're gonna close the lid and put it on sealing. Really doesn't take a lot of time. I'm gonna push manual and go all the way down to 5 minutes. Now, once it's done, I do a quick release so I can eat my corn faster. But if you do need to wait a little bit, it is fine just to sit in the Instant Pot until dinner is ready. So I take my lid off and my corn is perfectly done.
So the last recipe I'm making today is called cherry dump cake. Now I love this because you can be eating your dinner and put this in the Instant Pot as you're eating, and then it will be all ready to go when dinner is done. Super simple, super easy. You guys are gonna love it. So for this recipe, you'll need a cake mix. I'm using 2 cans of cherries, or you can use different canned things too. I have about a tablespoon of butter, and then a 7-inch springform pan. So you're gonna take your cherries and just dump them into the bottom of your springform pan. Next, you're gonna take your cake mix. I just use any yellow or white cake mix. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna pull this out, and then we're gonna use half the package and cover all of the cherries. Then just go ahead and spread it out evenly. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the flatter you get it, the better. Then I have about a tablespoon and a half of butter that I cut up into chunks, and I'm just gonna spread this out evenly, or as even as I can, along all of the cake batter. And it's cold right now, it's not even warm, and that's how we want it. Then you're gonna pour 1 cup of water to the bottom of your Instant Pot. Now I have this really cool red thing. If you don't have one of these, you can just use a trivet too. You just want the springform pan not on the bottom of your pot. So we're gonna just put it right in. Okay, then go ahead and put your lid on. Make sure your little knobs turn to sealing, not venting. Okay, gonna push the pressure cook button, and then we're gonna cook this for 25 minutes. So go up to 25. Then once it's set, you can just go ahead and walk away. Once we let all the pressure out, go ahead and open that lid. You can see it is all done. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this thing up and just put it right on the side. Let's dig into it so I can show you how good it is. All right, this is full, but so good. All right, let's pull this out. And I like to serve it with just a little bit of ice cream on top. Now, if this video was helpful, please make sure to subscribe so you won't miss any more. All right, and if you want more Instant Pot videos, you can find some right up there. All right, guys, I'll see you later.